No Man's Sky is a relaxing game about discovery and exploration, but your options for interacting with the game aren't always clear. This guide will help cover some of the basic interactions so you can start your adventure off on the right foot. You will begin the game on a randomized planet with a busted ship and equipment. The most important thing to note first is how to save. To do so, interact with your ship to enter it and again to exit. This will save your progress and lock your planet into play. If you exit the game at this point without saving, you will be spawned on a different randomized planet the next time you start. The game is fairly straightforward about how to fix your ship and get flying, so keep an eye on the tutorial goals at the bottom right of your screen. Also, take note of the atlas. That's the glowing red device found next to your ship. You can interact with it now, but it won't become important until later. The inventory is really at the heart of this game. It's where you'll store your materials, repair your gear, and craft new items to help you progress. Note that you have 3 separate inventories: the exosuit, multi-tool, and the ship. Each has its own number of inventory slots and craftable upgrades. Hover over any item for a description of it. You can transfer items from yourself to the ship at any time. For PC players, press X to accomplish this. You can also transfer items from your ship to your exosuit, but you must be within a certain proximity of your ship to do so. Notice that the ship can hold a larger quantity of ores, isotopes, and silicates than the exosuit can. For this reason, it is usually worth transferring these items to the ship's inventory and reserving the exosuit slots for non-stackable materials early on in the game. Some items, such as your life support in the exosuit or the mining beam in your multi-tool, require refueling from time to time. To do this, left-click the item and select from the available materials in your inventory to recharge it. To craft, interact with an empty inventory slot. Left-click to choose from a list of upgrades that can be installed to the item, or press E to create a new item from available materials. Items and upgrades that you have the parts to craft will be highlighted, while those you cannot craft yet will be subdued. Note that an upgrade will consume 1 inventory slot for the item in which it was crafted, so keep this in mind when deciding which ones you want to apply to your equipment. If you begin to run out of inventory space, it may be time to consider purchasing a new ship or an upgraded multi-tool. Your exosuit inventory can be expanded by interacting with and purchasing upgrades from drop pods found scattered on each planet. Every planet has its own environment, most of which are harmful to the player. The top bar in the lower left-hand corner shows the type of environmental damage as well as how effectively the exosuit is shielding the player from harm. That bar will drop over time as you remain exposed to the elements. Effects of the elements can be things such as low temperatures, which will cause the player to move more slowly and take damage when your hazard protection runs low, and radioactivity, which will damage your life support if allowed to drop below 50%. Hazard protection can be recharged using zinc, shielding plates, or other items from the inventory. It can also be recharged using special interactive items such as certain plants. However, the shield will also recharge automatically if the player finds shelter from the environment. Shelter can be anything from a ship or building to the back of a drop pod or a natural cave. To navigate the world on foot, run with WASD and press Shift to sprint. Jump, slow your descent, or fly upward by pressing spacebar to use your jetpack. You can also climb by pressing forward and using spacebar at the same time while facing a wall. Note that this will deplete your jetpack charge. If it runs out, you will fall. Once your ship is repaired, you can hold spacebar while in your ship to launch from the planet and fly around. While within the planet's atmosphere, press E to land again. Remember that you have to leave your ship in order to save your progress. Use the mining beam on plants or rock formations to destroy them and collect material. When you focus on an object, the screen will tell you what material or type of material you can expect to collect from destroying it. The mining beam will overheat if used continually. To prevent this, release the left mouse button and tap to reset the gauge. If allowed to overheat, the mining beam will be out of use for a few seconds while it recharges. Killing wildlife will also allow you to collect materials, but the mining beam is ineffective at this. You will need a multi-tool upgrade such as a bolt gun or an advanced mining beam to fight most living enemies. The machines flying all over these planets are called sentinels. They are there to protect planetary resources. If they catch you destroying things or mining nearby, they will investigate and warn you. If you persist, they will attack and call other sentinels for backup. As machines, they can be fought with the mining beam, but an upgraded tool is more effective. Some plants can be interacted with directly for resources, shielding, or healing. The Sentinels don't seem to mind this type of gathering and shouldn't attack you over it. Interacting with containers can supply you with items or materials. Some special items, such as broken machinery or those found within buildings, will grant you schematics that you can use to create a wider array of items and upgrades, so always interact with those when you find one. Interactable objects also exist outside the planets. For instance, you can use a mining beam attached to your ship to mine asteroids for materials or switch to a gun to fight enemies. A large part of No Man's Sky is discovering new things, and for each planet the player receives credits for those discoveries. Waypoints, systems, and planets can all be discovered just by reaching or interacting with them, but to study the flora and fauna of a planet, you will need a functioning analysis visor in your multi-tool. The one in your multi-tool at the beginning of the game simply needs to be repaired, but you can build a new one for any multi-tool you pick up by interacting with an empty multi-tool inventory slot. Press F to use the analysis visor and focus on the item you wish to analyze. This can be done for plants, animals, and most mineable rock formations. To analyze flying creatures or predators from a safe distance, right-click to zoom in with the visor. Right-click twice to zoom in even further. Interact with a waypoint beacon to uncover a waypoint. This will also save your game. Once your discoveries are made, you can press Escape to access the Discoveries menu. From here, you may upload your discoveries and receive credits for them. Each discovery, including wildlife, waypoint, planets, and systems, can be uploaded individually. Press E to upload as is, or press X to rename the discovery first. Afterward, the creature or discovery will always appear using its new name when seen in your map or analysis visor. Note the field in between the Records area and the Discoveries area on the screen. This is a percentage of what you have discovered on that planet so far. If you can reach 100% completion, you can click this to upload the completed record and receive additional credits. There are several alien species in the game, each with its own values, culture, and language. You can gain reputation with each by interacting with them. Certain interactions may require that you first supply the alien with an item, such as carbon. Afterward, you will be able to choose an interaction request from a list of available choices. The higher your reputation, the more choices will be available to you. To interact again, you may need to supply additional items. In addition to face-to-face interactions, you can speak to the pilots of alien ships by interacting with the ship itself. This comes with some of the usual options, but may also allow you to trade with the alien or even offer to buy its ship to replace your own. The more of an alien language you learn, the better you will understand when they try to communicate with you. Words can be learned by locating knowledge stones and alien ruins out in the world, or by requesting a new word during an interaction with the alien of that species. Ruins are especially useful as they will also give you lore about that race. Carnivores will try to attack you, but you can feed small herbivores you find in the game by interacting with them and giving them a specified item. The item must be in your exosuit inventory in order to use it. If fed successfully, the creature will not run away from you for some time and may even lead you to an item that you can collect. Signal scanners are a great way to find points of interest around the planet. Each use will require one bypass chip, which you can craft in your inventory using 10 plutonium and 10 iron. Interact with the scanner while a bypass chip is in your exosuit to scan for monoliths, colonial outposts, transmissions, or shelter. Monoliths are locations from which you can learn alien lore and vocabulary words. Some will simply give them to you, while others require you to solve a puzzle first. Colonial outposts are buildings that may take some work to access, but can reward you with recipes, items, or vocabulary. Transmissions will lead you to other waypoint locating structures such as a beacon or observatory. Depending on the type, you can use it to locate alien outposts, ships, or monoliths. Shelter can include abandoned buildings, but drop pods also fall into this category, making it a useful choice. There's still plenty more to do in No Man's Sky, but that should be enough to get you around a planet or two and hopefully put a few credits in your pocket. Now get out there and explore the universe. See you next time!